Hey everyone, I wanted to quickly go over my reactions and a breakdown of the two new weapons trailers Capcom released for Monster Hunter Rise on the Nintendo Switch. For those who didn't know, this entire week, Capcom will be putting out weapons trailers showcasing every single one of the 14 weapons from the game and giving us a glance on what their wirebug attacks will look like and also what tweaks they've made to each one of the weapons. If you've missed any of the videos so far, you can check out the pinned comments where I tagged them and every other breakdown for the bow, dual blades, longsword, lance, light and heavy bowgun, hammer, and of course, sword and shield. We're 8 weapons in, and today we'll be focusing on the Gunlance and everyone's favorite Insect Glaive, and of course, the new returning monster to Rise. Starting out with the Insect Glaive, right away you can see this hunter is wearing good boy armor, aka Kezu. I've been getting so many comments stating that I'm crazy for claiming that he's a fan favorite, and that actually Giginak is the real fan favorite. But then I see Twitter and people are going nuts over the idea of Kezu returning, so I don't know who's right in this case, but his armor is definitely looking clean. Then we get to see a nice long shot of yet another Monster Hunter World returning creature. This time is Jyuratodus, and I hope I'm pronouncing that right. This is another one of those monsters that were not part of any leak. Probably because he's another one of those fish monsters other than Hitcheck, which are not very popular, but he's making an appearance on Rise once again. I have to make a full accounting of how many of the world monsters are actually returning, because I think we're up to like almost double digits by now. The only ones that we haven't seen so far are Coral Highland Dwellers. Right out of the gate we get to see a shot of the hunter tossing an insect to collect, so we know that simple mechanic is coming back to give yourself passive buffs. Then we get to see this extended shot of the hunter vaulting up to 3 separate times without ever landing, basically continuing their aerial assault without ever touching the ground, which is extremely cool and something Insect Glaive users are completely used to. Then we transition to Silkbind attacks, and remember that Silkbind attacks are essentially measured by how many active wirebugs you have with you at any one time. You start out with 2, and anytime you use a Silkbind attack, a wirebug is spent and is put on cooldown until it's replenished, so you're not going to be able to spam any of these moves. You can increase the total number of wirebug attacks available to you by collecting them across the map via the endemic lifeforms right before any of the hunts. The first Silkbind attack actually gives you yet another chance of a dash in any direction and launch yourself once again, giving a weapon whose main focus is mobility yet another form to exploit it. The second Silkbind attack restores your Kinsect timer, expanding their usage right back to full. It's interesting that attacks wise the Insect Glaive didn't get much, instead they gave it more flexibility. Moving on to the Gunlance, right out of the gate the hunter is wearing great baggy armor, and for the second time in this video we can indirectly refer to Kezu, as in the last official trailer there was a shot of Baggy getting zapped by electricity and a screeching howl is heard in the distance. Director Ichinose also tweeted out asking what could the screech have been, teasing the of course inevitable return of Kezu. The first attack is a simple shell shot followed by a poke discharge, so you can see the hunter having to reload right afterwards. Then we see the typical 2 shell shot and a pound discharge combo that's so effective that transitions right into a wyvern fire as the hunter takes a few licks from Arzuros. Then we finally get to see the Silkbind attacks for the Gunlance, where you can instantly replenish your shells after pounding down on the beast, and all of them are unleashed in a single attack. The second Silkbind attack is actually extremely interesting, where the hunter hunkers down and begins to regain sharpness as he or she begin to dish out attacks. It's unclear if this is a set value or for a limited time, but the potential can be really good. So there you have it, 10 weapon trailers in already, and we just got 4 more to go. I don't know if Capcom will actually put out a new pair of trailers tomorrow since it's the weekend, but I guess we'll find out. Great sword and everyone's fan favorite switch axe are expected, so we'll be sure to look forward to those. If you're new to my channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and as always, thank you so much for watching. See ya!